See, speaking of things that are barely human, check this. This is from the Gateway Pundit. Do I have it in here? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, well, whatever. So, deranged leftist student who appears to be transgender faces pending charges after vandalizing conservative YAF, young as fuck table at Oklahoma State University.
That's a flat ass. Holy crap.
Well, we can.
Please. Hey, what's your name?
Now.
What's your name?
Now.
What?
Now.
Hey, Ralph?
Yes, it is a great name.
Oh.
This is our property, and you are once again stealing it and littering.
Man, you must love free speech.
Freedom of speech means you have the right to say whatever you want, and I have the right to tell you to fuck off.
Not censor others, though, right?
Okay, you can have the right to say it,
others,
but...
though, right?
What?
But not censor others, though, right? Freedom of speech?
Such not censure others? What?
Such to not censure others.
Speech.
You understand English?
Speech does not give you the right.
Yo, dude, he's saying freedom of speech means that I can say things that you might not like, but also you can say things that I might not like.
Yeah,
okay,
say
dude?
things, not ruin property.
Cool buckle. Todd, how dare you? How dare you?
I have a hearing, I have a processing hearing disorder. Can you speak up?
Yeah, you also have like way more than just a hearing.
You're disordered, that's for sure.
Yeah. You have the right to freedom of speech, but not to censor others' people's speech.
No. The government doesn't have the right to tell you to shut up. I do.
No,
you
it's called
don't have to listen.
the
I
heckler's
can't
veto.
force you to shut up.
It's called the heckler's
but
veto,
I can
buddy.
tell you
Heckler's
to
veto.
fuck off.
No, we can have the police actually remove you because it's called the heckler's veto. It's against the law to actually.
No.
Yeah, it is, buddy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So.
Yeah.
No.
Good argument. No.
No.
Wow. You really stuck it to them.
So what? So the heckler's veto. I've heard of it, but in the discourse, a heckler's veto is a situation in which a party who disagrees with a speaker's message is able to unilaterally trigger events that result in the speaker being silenced. For example, a heckler can disrupt a speech to the point that the speech is canceled. In the legal sense, a heckler's veto occurs when the speaker's right is curtailed or restricted by the government in order to prevent a reacting party's behavior. The common example is the termination of a speech or demonstration in the interest of maintaining the public peace based on the anticipated negative reaction of someone's opposed to that speech or demonstration. Ah, interesting. Wait, so there's actually basis in law for this? The legal underpinning of the heckler's veto is mixed. Most findings say that acting parties' actions cannot be preemptively stopped due to fear of heckling by the reacting party, but in the immediate face of violence, authorities can force the acting party to cease their action in order to satisfy the hecklers. Oh, interesting. So just because someone's saying something that someone might not agree with, but because there's people who are acting or speaking in contrary to it, oh, this speech can actually be silenced. Very interesting. So yeah, that's that was cool.
Sure. Another
so
idiot
apparently this person was arrested. So an Illinois State University graduate teaching assistant was fired this month after overturning what? An Illinois State University graduate teaching assistant was fired. This was a teaching assistant?
Oh God.
Why do they always focus on kids?
I mean,
well, I guess Todd, it would be the so I'm trying to
silence him.
Well, I guess, but the fact that what they were doing or the speech that was taking place would, I guess you'd have to show that there was an imminent threat of violence to occur. in response to, like, say us, if we were on a, at a university or whatever speaking, and the crowd got so unruly that it had to be shut down. So they would actually arrest me in order to stop further public public disturbance, which I think is dumb. I think is dumb. I think the police should be operating in a way to allow. Well, I think provoking a riot, that's incitement. That's a very different thing. That's different than someone just talking. So if someone who is, I don't know, like Faye Johnstone, that like left-wing activist, hardcore activist, if a bunch of like right-wingers came there and it started becoming unruly, they were throwing things, they started damaging property or whatever. Or maybe not damaging property, but you could see that clearly things were getting heated. In order to stop that, they might actually arrest that guy in order to, maintain societal peace. So even though there is free speech, and I understand we're comparing Canada to the United States, but in Canada, well, you could be arrested because you hurt someone's feelings, not necessarily whether you, actually cause harm.
Yeah.
Just because I hurt your
So stupid.
feelings doesn't mean I actually caused harm. That's subjective, and we should never be passing laws on subjective things. It should be objective, not subjective.
Agreed.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. She always agrees with me.
Not always.
All right, what is?
You're welcome.
Oh, bunch of old grannies giving people lip.
Yes. Yes, I love it. It's a good funny.
Well, Todd, it's interesting you say that. So, like in Alberta right now, with the Alberta government having to use a notwithstanding clause to force teachers back to actually teaching students doing their job, crazy on the government dole. They've been putting up signs. This was typically honk if you support blah. Like that's been a normal thing at like strikes or protests. Honk if you support. If you like cookies, honk for whatever. I do the opposite because I hate unions. I yell at them. I say, you guys smell like fish and unemployment.
And unemployment.
Yeah. So, so I bet the folks at Ottawa were cool. If there were no trucks, as they were menacing. Yeah, right. Yeah, they're. In fact, there were statistics that came out. Like I'm not like disagreeing with you, but it is funny that they like, oh no, I was terrified to go down there. It's funny, like the Liberals, Conservatives, NDP, everyone had to walk past where all the truckers were parked. Not one instance of violence took place. Not one. Not one. I'll say that again. Not one instance of violence, whether to politicians or to the citizens even there. In fact, crime was down. Crime was down. The homeless were fed. The streets, even the citizens were saying, like locals were saying, the streets have never been cleaner. The sidewalks were shoveled and sanded so people could walk. The homeless were better fed than they've ever been before. Businesses that were able to stay open, that the Ottawa police didn't coerce or intimidate to shut down, saw record booms in sales. We've talked about this back when all that stuff was happening, back in 2022. 22? Yeah. 23? I don't know. It's all blending together. 22. We reported on this. People were they were actually grateful that there were people here actually spending money. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know. And during the whole time during COVID, all the teachers were saying, well, this is about protecting the kids. Well, here's another instance. Like, if you were really trying to protect children, you would do everything in your power to ensure that their education continues, not shut them down. In fact, I know Jack Dan was sharing that students So when the teachers went back, were forced by law to go back to work, they had a walkout. Or they forced a walkout.
Is this for the strike? Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The reason? Okay, okay.
And they were saying someone had shared with him that if the student, if you didn't go, you were punished. You had to write an essay actually explaining when and why unions went after the government or having a general strike and why it's good. That's what the teachers are doing to students if they decided not to go to this protest.
Oh, okay. So essentially either come to the protest or I'm going to give you work to do and it's not going to be fun. What kid is going to be like, no, I'm going to stay here and do work?
Well, and it's indoctrinating. It's both ways. Go to this protest, and so you get familiar with protest, with actually, dissenting and attacking, even though you don't understand the argument that's being made, or sit in class, research why what we're doing is noble and beneficial. Because it's not like they said, hey, go look at, strikes or general strikes that took place and find out, was it good? Was it justified? What were the ramifications? Yada, yada, yada. It was look up general strikes, recount 3 general strikes that happened in history and why they were good, why they were beneficial. And that's where the big, ooh, if I heard my teachers were trying to do that to my kids, the shitstorm that would ensue.
Right.
Shitstorm that would ensue. Yep. 100% right, Todd. Yeah, they had to write like a story on it. Yeah. 40 years of decline, ATCO portables at 84 at Edmonton, Boom City. Well, though there are like class sizes, yeah, that they were saying that they're between 30 and 35. Okay, well, teachers have more access to resources now than they've had ever before. Like when I went to school, it was the teacher in a 32 class size. And then like kids of today, they have teachers assistants, they have teachers aid, they have resource classes, they have like more people than ever before. And they had struck down getting a raise for them, and we talked about this last time, was like they are the best paid, the highest paid teachers in Canada by far. Averaging was like what, like $80,000 a year.
That was on the low, but well, and not only that, they have so many more days off. Like I remember when I was in school, we would have, I don't know, a couple of days off, only stat holidays and a couple early dismissals. Like it was not a common thing. And our kids, it's like literally every month there's days off, there's early dismissals. Like it is insane. I'm like, do these kids even go to school?
Do you even learn anything?